Welcome back to my channel IMDb 8 Recap. Today I'm going to explain an American science fiction action-adventure monster film, Rampage, released in the year 2018. The movie is about a primatologist, Davis Okoye, who gathers his team, including a geneticist, Dr. Kate Caldwell, and tries to save George, an albino gorilla. The movie takes a turn when two giant mutated animals wreak havoc in Chicago and there is almost no one to stop them. But before we begin, please subscribe to our channel and beware of the spoilers. The movie commences with the Rampage project, in which Athena 1, a spaceship, is circling around the Earth. It is known that some sort of DNA research was being conducted on the ship. Here we see an enormous rat. Clearly it's the byproduct of the DNA research and it is extremely aggressive, destroying everything that it comes across. The rat ends up murdering all the space station's crew. The only person that survives the mayhem is Carrie Elkins. As she tries to open the capsule through which she can reach Earth, the Energen company's CEO, named Claire Wayden, communicates with her via radio and instructs her to bring a sample along with her or else the capsule's door will be locked. Carrie returns to pick samples by risking her life. But as she takes the 3 bottles of sample, she realizes that the spaceship is about to explode. The rat also starts following her. Hurriedly, Carrie makes it to the capsule's door and opens the door. Once inside, she locks the door behind her. The rat tries to break the door glass, but Carrie immediately disconnects the capsule from the spaceship, and in the next moment we see the spaceship exploding. As Carrie's capsule enters Earth's atmosphere, it explodes and small fragments of the capsule spread all over. In the next scene we are introduced with a primatologist, Davis Okoye, who happens to be a former soldier in the U.S. Army Special Forces, and is currently working for the San Diego Wildlife Sanctuary. He also works against those who illegally hunt animals. Davis takes his friends to the forest to meet gorillas. Among the many gorillas lives George, a gorilla who lost his mother when he was young. George is extremely intelligent. The capsule that had earlier exploded contained 3 pathogens of genetically modified DNA. One of those falls in the Everglades River. A crocodile is seen consuming that dangerous pathogen as it gets mixed with food, and the second sample is ingested by a wolf. The third DNA falls in the vicinity of George, which hurts him. The next day, Davis learns that George killed a wild bear, which was an animal clearly more powerful than George. When Davis approaches George, who is now caged in a cave, he is surprised after seeing him, as his size has enlarged. As George seems aggressive, he is taken to another cage. Thereafter we see the CEO of Energen, Claire, whose company has prepared the 3 pathogens' DNA, and she instructs her company members that the 3 samples that Carrie was bringing down was not destroyed. She further instructs them that they must retrieve those samples one way or the other. Her team moves to the forest to find the samples. The next day, news comes to the surface that one of the samples of 3 has fallen in zoo, and since morning a gorilla is missing from the same zoo. Kate Caldwell, who is a professional genetic engineer, is listening to the news. After she listens to the news, she approaches Davis and asks him to give her the container that he holds in his hand. Davis denies her the samples and he does not listen to her. After she tells him that his gorilla has grown extra large, he takes her to George. She tells him that they have mixed the DNAs of shark, dinosaur and cheetah and have created a new DNA, and that is the reason George is in a difficult situation due to that DNA exposure. But she assures him that she can treat his gorilla and restore him to its natural size. In the next scene we see George breaking the cage and coming out of it while Kate and Davis are talking. Though Davis tries to stop him, he does not listen to him, and he takes to the street. At the same time, the police also arrive onto the street. Davis tries to explain to everyone that George will do no harm to anyone. He silences George with his tricks. In the meantime, a police helicopter is seen hovering over their heads. The men sitting in the helicopter fire tranquilizers on George, which makes him unconscious. On the other hand, we see a team of soldiers working for the Energen company is searching for samples of the pathogen's DNA in the jungle. They see the footprint of a gigantic wolf. Before they can interpret anything from the footprint, a huge wolf attacks them and kills them on the spot, while the CEO of the company is seen watching all this on a big screen through the body cameras. Upon seeing this, she understands immediately that she has lost all her samples. But she insists that she needs the samples from the 3 animals under any circumstances. She informs her colleague that they have prepared those DNAs in a radio frequency so that all the animals created from those DNAs get attracted to it and it would become easy to capture them. The police arrest Davis and Kate, because the police believe that they did some experiments with George that led him to become a wild, aggressive animal. They are taken from one place to another, detained along with George. As Claire puts on the low frequency of the radio, the wild bear is seen being attracted towards the frequency. George, who has fainted, comes to his senses as the frequency reaches him. He destroys everything in the plane. The crew opens fire on George. The bullets hit the explosive, and the plane starts crashing. Davis drags Kate out of the plane with a parachute. After he jumps out of the plane explodes. Davis presumes that George is dead, but when they land on Earth, they don't find George's body. They conclude that George might still be alive. Later we see the viewers are familiarized with Kate's brief background. She tells Davis her story about how, after completing college, she worked with CRISPR, a technology in which any kind of DNA can be edited. It means that the DNA of any organism can be changed according to one's will. Kate tells him that she wanted to use CRISPR on the endangered animals, but in the meantime her brother fell ill. She says that after that she met with Claire, she offered her a position as a leading researcher in her company. She tells him that whenever she prepared any DNA to cure her brother's illness, the company used it to create dangerous animals, and posts that she did not know what happened to the modified DNA. After she learns about what was happening, she wanted to destroy it all, but security caught her, and she was later sent to prison. 1 month of being in prison, she got to know that her brother has passed away from the disease, and at that point there was nothing much that she could do. Now she wants to stop Claire so that she can do no harm to anyone. That is why she wants to unearth Claire's hidden purposes. Thereafter we see an agent named Harvey Russell, who is with them, calls military planes. After they enter the plane, they watch on the screen that George and Wild Wolf are running towards the forest, which surprises them. Kate tells the team that during her employment at the Energen company, they worked on the DNA of a bat. Claire finds the DNA of the bat, which she has been trying to acquire for a long time, and she sends a special frequency towards the animals. The animals which they see on their screen are trying to stop her from releasing that frequency. Davis informs Colonel Blake that he should be given a chance so that he can bring antidotes from the Energen company to calm the animals down. Claire agrees with the plan. As the animals reach the location of the radio frequency, they will be given antidotes. But the colonel disagrees. He orders his soldiers to take them to the interrogation room, but Davis fights the soldiers and takes their helicopter and flies away. As they reach Chicago, they see that the wolf and George are running on the road while destroying anything and everything on their way. The crocodile, too, joins them on the road. After the 3 animals join, they end up wrecking up the entire city. Davis and Kate break into the company headquarters to steal antidotes. Since Kate has been an employee at the company, she knows exactly where the antidotes were stored. But in the meantime, Claire, along with her brother, Brett Whedon, reaches the company where her brother tries to snatch the antidote back. Claire tells them that the antidote can make the animals return to their normal state. Claire opens fire on Davis and tries to escape from the company along with her brother and Kate in a helicopter. She does not kill Kate because she wants her to do genetic research for her on DNA. Now we see the 3 animals climbing the Energen company building. Before Claire could have left the building, George destroys their helicopter. Davis survives the fire, and he tells Kate to find the antidote. Kate tells him that she has an antidote. She puts the antidote in Claire's bag. Then she pushes her towards George. George eats her alive. What a perfect revenge for the gorilla. Kate tells Davis that the antidote will start working after 10 minutes. Next, Davis plans to calm down the crocodile, but only after George gets back to normal. Brett is seen escaping the building along with his rat, which is the proof of their research. But then Russell arrives and he takes the small cage from him. As Brett, Claire's brother, runs out of the building collapses onto him and he passes away on the spot. In this scene we see the 3 animals destroy the whole tower. But before the building collapses, Kate and Davis escape in a helicopter. The entire structure crumbles, and the 3 animals are buried beneath it. However, after some time, George comes out of the rubble as the effects of the medicine start to kick in, and he returns to his normal size. George then starts communicating with Davis with friendly gestures. The crocodile and wolf have also emerged from the rubble. Of the 3, crocodile seems to be the most dangerous one. In the last scene we see the 3 fight each other. The army starts planning to blow up the area with special bombs. The crocodile kills the wolf first. George attacks the crocodile to stop it from further destruction. But the crocodile injures George severely. To save George, Davis attacks the crocodile from the helicopter. The crocodile moves ahead to kill Davis. Before the crocodile could have killed Davis, George kills the crocodile by hitting its eye with a long iron rod. When the army sees that George and Davis have killed the crocodile, they hold their gunfire, and the massacre comes to an end. At the end of the movie, George is seen helping people and the movie ends here. Overall, Rampage is a great movie to watch with a fantastic storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch many more exciting recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Thanks again for watching and stay safe and healthy.